Spoke to Ben Cohen, who was the co-founder of Ben & Jerry's recently. He is a longtime anti-war activist, and he said NATO should have been disbanded when the Soviet Union collapsed, and what China and Russia want is a multipolar world, and they would rather have that than total American military domination. What is your argument in support of why we need NATO?
For the reason that Ben Cohen stated, China and Russia want a multipolar world. To prevent that, it's important that we hold NATO together and strengthen NATO.
What's wrong with a multipolar, let's all chill world?
Since World War II, we have been very fortunate that we get to set a lot of the conditions. And I strongly believe that we have done a lot of positive things in the world. One of the benefits we also get from being the leader of the free world, NATO, our Asian allies,
Sure.
allies in the Gulf, is we have benefited economically from having that as the conditions.
Senator Mark Kelly, a man that I really respect, just gave a terrible answer to that question. I'm an American in Brussels working on transatlantic issues. Nobody wants to hear about American leadership. Nobody wants to hear it. You know why no one wants to hear it? Because American leadership has led to a world in which we have wars everywhere, a trade relationship that can't be settled because the US will extort and coerce based on any leverage it has right now. People have huge America fatigue. Nobody wants any part of us. We need to own that. We don't need to deny it. We don't need to talk about all the reasons that our leadership has been wonderful for decades before. Now, second, when people hear multipolarity, they hear greater democratic representation in the world. They think that because our leadership has been terrible. But of course, our answer should be to remind them of what that actually is. What is the multipolar world? The multipolar world is one in which we have the United States, which right now functions atrociously under the leadership of Donald Trump, but one that functions under the premise of democracy, which we have to fight for, continuously prove. And that democracy is something that is absent from the other two models being shown. We have Russia, which is basically a crony fascist autocratic state functioning like a gang or a mafia. And then we have China, a unitarian, technocratic, party-forward, undemocratic country. So you have to reckon with the conditions of this question. American leadership, not good. Multipolar world, viewed as good, not actually good. We need to clarify why. Let me give you the answer that you should have given. NATO is a wonderful thing and important to protect because it is the largest assortment of democracies in one place at any given moment on the planet. That's huge. That's worth protecting. There is only so many places that democracies actually have to work together on anything. And NATO is the largest one. If you believe in democracy, you should believe in NATO. Number two, look at what the world looked like before NATO. Before NATO, Europe could not live amongst each other. Multiple world wars, millions of deaths, conquest and imperialism everywhere as a result of European powers and their greed. NATO stopped that. The US inherited a lot of those faults without question, but NATO stopped that. So if you want something that is an institution where you can work for democracy and work for stability and security, then you support NATO.